I'm at the point of Ayr, potentially the site for a tidal turbine plant, and what you see behind me is what you will see when the plant's been created. Can you explain how this will work?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of misconceptions about tidal power, and you're quite right. What you see is what you see out there now. It will all be under the water. There will be a small substation on shore. There will be easily blending into the countryside, but effectively all the turbines will be underwater all of the time. So none of this fantastic area will have any kind of turbine sticking out at all.
Now, we all know about wind power. We can see the windmills. How does it work on the seabed?
Well, on the seabed, as most people know, tidal changes twice a day, so it's very reliable. Unlike wind, which can change the number of factors, and even solar, the tide always turns, and it always goes at almost a very fixed rate. So part of what Manx Tidal are doing with this survey that's been issued is to go out there and find the most appropriate areas where the tidal flow and the seabed meet the right requirements to get an effective electricity production.
And so you're basically looking at underwater windmills, if you like.
That's a very good description, yeah. They're very much what most people would recognise as blades that you would see on an aircraft or a wind turbine of that description. And as they rotate with the tide, so twice a day you get reliable, constant streams of energy.
Now, you've been talking to the government for some time about this, haven't you? And you've now started the process with the signing of this agreement.
We have a prospecting licence, which is enabling us to go and survey the area. We've got a 7-year exclusivity, but it's not just an environmental survey. There are a lot of stakeholders. We have to talk to Friends of the Earth, the environmental groups. We have to talk to the fishing lobby, the Wildlife Trust, and of course shipping. We don't want to be a danger to shipping, and we want to ensure that we preserve the natural beauty of this area, which is quite spectacular. So there has to be a full in-depth consultation and the survey. When that's all completed, if the results are such that we think it's viable, then we go to planning, and we'd have to go to planning with the results of everything and engage with all the interested parties who are stakeholders, and then hopefully we can then go to the next stage and start developing. There needs to be a cable from here to the United Kingdom, and I think initially, because of the way that the subsidies are likely to work, we will be exporting initially to the United Kingdom, but we'd hope at some stage in the future to be generating reliable renewable energy to satisfy the needs of the Isle of Man, which from a security point of view I think could be very significant.
Oh, sort of fallback almost, really.
Well, yeah, fallback, but it'd be nice to have the Isle of Man's committed to e-commerce. E-commerce relies very heavily on a reliable power supply. Some of our competitors, their grid is creaking, frankly, and it'd be nice. It's an integral part of e-commerce.
Now, this is a long process, isn't it? It's going to be some years before we actually see anything happen.
That's right, yeah. I mean, initially the survey ships hoped to go into the water in early 2016, which will take approximately 3 months to get the current effect and work out to look at a large site. And the site's approximately 125 square kilometres, so there's a lot of work to do. Not all of it will be viable, and as Jerry said, once that happens, there then has to be more in-depth environmental impact studies to work out if that site is the right one, does it affect other factors, and then from that then becomes full development and moving on. So you were probably talking at least 3.5 to 4 years before any kind of energy production, and that is with favourable conditions.